What's up, Saints and Ain'ts? Welcome to another episode of Music and Makeup. I'm your host, Nola Darling. And this week, I tried to give little teasers before I filmed this episode about whose music it was I was going to showcase. And I posted this picture here. And got answers that I was going to do music from the 80s. I was going to do go-go. 227 is for none other than Mr. Boldy James, James Jones, Bojack, Mr. 227, the Con Creature. So let's hop into this episode. All right, Saints and Ain'ts. So now that we all know today's episode is going to be centered around none other than the music of Mr. Boldy James, we're going to jump right into it. So Boldy is a rapper from Detroit. Boldy's been around for a while. He's not new to the game at all. He had a number of collaborations and mixtapes before he dropped My First Chemistry set. Most people who are into him, they'll tell you that's where you need to start with his catalog if you want to get into him. My First Chemistry set was produced entirely by Alchemist, and y'all know around here we love a what? One producer album. He found a good match there with Alchemist. They work well together. After the release of My First Chemistry set, he went on to release like a number of mixtapes and features, and one notoriously again was Boldface, and that also was produced entirely by Alchemist. Also, there's Live at the Roxy, Trapper's Alley, and again a number of collaborations within that time. And then in 2020, he dropped another album which was entitled The Price of Tea in China, again produced entirely by Alchemist. I told you they like this, and since then, Boldy has really been on like a tear releasing music. Like, I'm talking hitting the ground running. Some years have seen him release 2 to 3 projects in a year, so the man has definitely been working. I was introduced to Boldy's music through the Versace tape, which is entirely produced by Jay Versace. I was familiar with Jay's spiritual and his like Black history content on Instagram, but I also had like the joy of watching him evolve into a producer, like over Twitter, like going from him saying, you know, I think I want to make beats, to watching him reach out to people and, you know, ask about drums and pianos, you know, how things work. So, I mean, he's Grammy nominated, and I don't know if he won a Grammy yet, but I mean, he's out there getting to it. So, good shit. But that is how I got into Boldy James. At that point, The Price of Tea was on my radar, but I hadn't had a chance to listen to it. And then they made the announcement that the album with Jay Versace was going to happen. So I just dove like straight head first in. Now, the track off of that mixtape that did it for me is the one we listening to now. That's Bentayga. Boldy really came on that track just completely floating. He had some bars in there, and it's a line in the song that the whole thing is like revolving around square dancing, burning do-si-dos, no this ain't my first rodeo, I turn around like a hoedown down in the Okie-doke, Oklahoma. I like it. This song goes great. It was a good fit for Boldy, and I think this was like their first time really working together, so it worked. I liked it. I fucked with this mixtape real heavy, and this song is new wave, and this is off of the Versace tape. And Boldy, for one thing, he gonna give you is a lot of really good D-Rug talk. We could either build a dam or burn a few bridges. That'd be my type of carrying on right there. Either get it together or get the fuck up out my face. And I'm gonna do like a little gold eye today. That's how I'm feeling. Yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing Jay Versace and Boldy work together. I get asked a lot, why do I like Boldy's music? Because, you know, it could be a little like violent. The subject matter ain't for everybody. But one of the things that I like best about him, I love any artist that can tell me a good story, really put that together. Anybody can rap and give you some zingers, but if you can give me like a good story with your rhyme, you in there for me. And this song in particular, this is 300 Fences, and he wrote this. I just hate that there was no video for this song, because this song was literally like a day in the life, get ready with me with Boldy. And it's like the gentle franticness of this beat and Boldy telling this story, and it builds like this anticipation to like what the fuck is gonna happen at the end of this day. This song is like perfect, and this is on the album Super Tecmo, produced again and in its entirety by The Alchemist. Boldy is an excellent lyricist. He has a way of using like a lot of different descriptions and analogies when talking about anything from like guns, drugs, unalive, all of that. So this next song, another great example of his storytelling abilities. This song is Illegal Search and Seizure, and basically to summarize it, this song is about, you know, basically finding out that somebody that you roll with that got picked up by the people Now they might be snitching. You trying to figure out how much danger you in for real. The people end up, I ain't gonna ruin it for you, but kicking the door in, and then what happens subsequent of that. But took us through an entire story of this, and again produced by Alchemist. And this song is on the Bo Jackson album. So, talking about his paperwork. One day on my way to church, trying to paper mache them church. Work while it's wet just to get them extra cheese. All right, so this is Giant Slide, and this is what I mean when I talk about using like an analogy for something. Now, the Giant Slide is this big slide in Detroit, which was in the news last year. I think they reopened it, and it was there. People were flying off of it or what have you. But when he's talking about, you all know what I mean, giant slide. No, baby, when I come get you, it's gonna be a giant slide. Trapping on my own mama house. Door swing, that's a giant slide. So I tend to listen to Boldy's music when I'm feeling like I want to hear something really lyrical that's gonna have me like ready to throw my phone type energy, like just crash the car type business. I really want to hear somebody talk that shit. So I'm gonna do this ombre cheek that I've been seeing. I hope I don't mess it up, so let's go. I'm using the Juvia's Place liquid blushes for this. This is in Sweet Berries and this is in Marigold. Alright, so we're gonna do a dot here and a dot here. That's probably as much as I need right here. I don't know if I put these in the right order. They gonna ombre some kind of way. This is the first 48 freestyle. I believe this was the first song off of the Bo Jackson album. He was rapping on this shit. Here we go. Brought them 2 9s with me out on a double date, been bit a few times. The reason I could never trust a snake. Blew his candles out and cut the cake. You listen? I don't want to hear nothing else. I want to hear it. You telling me they don't like Boldy James? What's wrong with you? I probably took this down a little too far, but that's okay. I can fix it. All right, so I had some technical difficulties yesterday. There was an entire segment that was shot basically on slow motion with no sound. So I'm going to reshoot that part today because this was really important to this episode and I want to really get this out. And this is basically how I would introduce Boldy's music to anybody. What songs would I play if I was trying to introduce you to his music? Now, some of this I've already played, prior, early in the episode, but we're gonna go down the list of songs that, that I would play for someone if I was introducing them to Boldy's music for the first time. So let's go. This song is Power Nap and it's off Fair Exchange, No Robbery, which is him and Nicholas Craven. Again, they work really well together. Comes in hot on this verse, Extendo full of sleeping pills, similar to Seroquel. And you just think about what all that means. 6 sleeping bags on the grass, that's a slumber party. Come on now. Giving you all the analogies, alliteration. Nah, not alliteration, but he giving you good analogies. Fair Exchange and No Robbery, I kept that in rotation for a very long time. I like him and Alchemist together, but I like him and Nicholas Craven together too. Alright, so this next song is The Love We Gave, and this is from the album Prisoner of Circumstance, and this is with him and Chan Hayes. They dropped this, I believe this came out last year too. Man was working. I really like the DMX and the Max V clips in the beginning and the end. I like this beat. It's got like a 1950s feel to it. Listen to that verse. Still trapping through the wire in the spot with B-Ray. Your dog capping like he's solid, but he not no wee-bay. Good day, sir. I love a good Wire reference. That's one of my favorite shows. One day we gonna make it out the hood, but yeah, we still gritting. Still out in Valley with the Bloods and stoning in the jungles. Okay, so this next song is Formal Invite. This is my favorite track from off of the Penalty of Leadership album, again with him and Nicholas Craven. I swear I haven't seen Boldy's show on tour. Well, he's on tour with Benny, but I swear this is how he need to be starting every single show. How rich am I? So rich you can hear the air shocks on that semi. Yo, this beat is insane. That shots rang out. All the business gonna get stood on, every issue gonna get handled, gonna get granted. Honcho, the we from Humboldt County, but the blow came from Toronto. roll with the 50 boys, but don't fuck with no 50. I hate to be that person that's like, did you hear what he said? But dog, stair stepper, go on top of niggas like a hairdresser. The man Penn went to work on this song. Clocks in, rent was due. And I believe this album too was recorded right after Boldy's accident. So this song is Guilt. This beat feels like a little melancholy. Alchemist did a good job with matching the beat to the title of the track because it has a melancholy type feel to it. Still in the kitchen swirling cane like a peppermint. Good day. Gotta stay sturdy even when your dog tilt. Child. Man was rapping. $1 million worth of game out in Tucson. I'm plugging on my first name. My face is like a coupon. Okay. This next song is Flag on the Plate, and this is from Mr. 1008, and this is the project with him and Future Wave. I like the choruses. I like the hook of this song. It's like a little affirmation, you know. Gotta stand, you know, stick to it. Bag on the way. So the last song I'm gonna give y'all is Soccer Mom, and that's our Penalty of Leadership with him and Nicholas Craven. And when I tell you this man Penn went to work on this song, it's so many different euphemisms and analogies. And the song title in itself, The Soccer Mom. Y'all know what a soccer mom is. All the choppers came with ass and titties. It's a rump shaker. Alright, so we're gonna take this hair down, see what it looks like. Y'all know me, side part gang. Because I'm also big forehead gang. I will always love under blushing. I don't know if I would call this an ombre blush or if it ended up going off the way that I wanted to, but I see a little highlight to it. It looks cute. I hope you all have enjoyed this episode with this music from Boldy James. I encourage you to go check out his catalog. It is on all streaming platforms. And as of the airing of this episode, he just re-released Trapper's Alley. So go check that out. That's on streaming platforms. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm here every week showcasing all the music that I love while doing my makeup. Till next time, Saints and Ain'ts. I'll see you later. Bye.